I now recognize Ms. Brown. You are recognized for 5 minutes to present your opening statement.
Chairman, ranking members, and honorable members of the House and Senate committees on Veterans Affairs, I appreciate the opportunity to present you with AMVETS 2021 legislative priorities and policy recommendations. To say the past 2 years has been challenging is an understatement. As commander of the largest organization representing all of America's veterans, I can tell you firsthand it's been tough. I have lost friends and comrades to COVID, and I have watched an incredible AMVETS family step up to the plate and do everything within their power to do the right thing. The spirit of the American veteran is a proud one, a spirit founded in the notion of service, service to our nation, service to our comrades who need a hand up, service to our families and communities. Our veterans, when empowered, represent the best of our community. They have stood the watch and are ever vigilant to continue that service. I was proud of our AMVETS during this pandemic. They brought that spirit and served again. We applaud the VA and its many employees for stepping up during these trying times. Keep up the good work, and let's get shots in arms. And we implore Congress to get them everything that they need. When I reflect on the many years of testimony I have seen presented to Congress, it often tends towards a laundry list of needs. I have also noted at the core of these needs is a lack of vision and strategy, where we are going, who we want our veterans to be in American society, and how do we empower them to become the bedrocks of our community by helping them become their best selves. My ideal VA frames me as a strong American female veteran that I am, a VA that proactively helps me chart my career goals, assists me with my education to achieve these goals, proactively helps me understand the components of living a happy and healthy life, a life of meaning, a life of purpose, a life of service. My ideal VA helps me understand my inner warrior. They help me maintain a state of physical readiness that teaches me the components of being mentally healthy. They help me understand financial success, development, and maintain meaningful and positive relationships, and discuss the impact of substance abuse. Our VA today is disjointed and reactive. If I do not contact the VA, well, I probably won't hear from them. We have a mental health system focused on treating veterans who have spiraled for years following their military service transition. We have unemployed veterans who could have used career advice decades ago. We have veterans struggling with addiction and broken relationships. We need to get out of the business of simply reacting and into the business of building our ideal VA, a VA that results in veterans living happy, healthy, financially stable lives worth living. Our American veterans are counting on you this Congress. We need a bold vision for the future. Part of that vision needs to focus on addressing VA's largely ineffective approach to mental health. There's nothing particularly proactive about spending billions of dollars on programs that most veterans participate in once or twice, never to return. Congress made a tough but necessary stride in the 116th Congress by acknowledging that VA mental health care alone and pharmaceuticals were not providing their promised outcomes. The investment for new and novel approaches represents 0.25% of the mental health budget. It's not enough. We need a game changer. The mental health and pharmaceutical industries have failed us for 2 decades. We need new voices, we need new approaches, and we need a new strategy. And we won't get them if you do not act. Our congressionally chartered 501c19s also need your help. We need a law passed that allows all congressionally chartered 501c19 nonprofit organizations to receive tax-deductible donations. Current law prohibits nonprofits like ours from accepting tax-deductible donations because less than 90% of our members are wartime vets. An issue that is close to my heart is the treatment and respect of women and minority veterans. We must recognize their service and address their unique needs. Our veterans, in all their color, gender, and sexual orientation, deserve the VA's respect, admiration, and support in helping them become the best version of the exceptional individuals that they are. AMVETS is honored and thankful for your invitation to present our views to the 117th Congress, and this concludes my statement. Thank you.
Thank you. And Ms. Brown, one of the 1 in 4 veteran female veterans report sexual harassment by male veterans on VA grounds. And this is a horrible fact, but the VSOs are uniquely in place to be part of ending the sexual harassment at the VA. How can your organization partner with VA and other VSOs to educate veterans and staff on their role in ending the sexual harassment that's going on?
Thank you for that question. It is a huge problem that's been reported. We are willing to work with the VA on educating people on how to, and our veterans. We try to do that in our posts, educate veterans, our male veterans, or all our veterans, that we're all equal and that that all veterans deserve the respect of not only other veterans, but of the VA staff. So we are willing to work with the VA on anything that they would like to do to provide a more comfortable, more equitable reception at VAs.
Thank you.
Mrs. Brown, if you don't mind, I was just going to ask you a quick question with my last minute and a half that we have. I was wanting to just see if you could elaborate on how COVID-19 has impacted employment opportunities for veterans. I'm not a veteran myself, but I am disabled, so I'm really curious about how it's impacted specifically a lot of the disabled veterans and what they're having to face as difficulties in this time.
I think the unemployment rate for veterans during the pandemic was probably a little higher than for the normal civilian. People with disabilities, it may have kept them from seeking employment because of health issues. I think we work with our career center here locally at the AMVETS headquarters. We have placed many veterans over the years, and we reach out to anybody that is seeking employment that is a veteran or a veteran spouse. So while I don't have specific numbers, I do know that it has been a struggle for a lot of our veterans finding employment during this time.
Well, my interest is in, many things for vets, but certainly housing for those who are aging, as well as healthcare for those who contract illness that is neuropsychiatric in nature, and how well you think we're doing as a country on both fronts. Whether you know directly or can provide information from your organization to the record, I would very much appreciate understanding how better we can house our elderly veterans and what programs you've seen operate well across the country. If you could give me examples of that, I would be grateful. And then what more we could do with the VA to improve upon housing and shelter for those who need care in their aging years. And then secondly, where you see America doing a really good job to treat veterans who present at any age with neuropsychiatric conditions. Most people are familiar with PTS, and we're still trying to completely understand that and where it lodges in the brain. But there are many other conditions that onset, and as they become more difficult to treat, veterans often use alcohol or other substances to try to kill the pain. I'm wondering if there are places in the country you consider particularly stellar in meeting the needs of veterans who have neuropsychiatric conditions, how they organize those, who they work with at the local level. You're really there at the grassroots, and you see the potential of what we could do versus what we do. We know we're terribly short in terms of the number of doctors to serve patients who present with neuropsychiatric conditions and advanced practice nurses in these fields. And I have said at other hearings, I very much want to increase the funding to educate these individuals. I'm wondering if any of you have visited the Intrepid Center here at Walter Reed, and if you see anything there that could be replicated in other parts of the country or shared in a way that would meet the needs of these patients. Thank you so very, very much. And thank you, Mr. Chairman, for just pulling together a phenomenal group of witnesses.
Commander Brown here, Representative Capter. I'd like to say that Ohio is, I think we're reaching out to our veterans in this way. I'm a huge proponent of complementary and alternative medicines for people with psychiatric or chronic pain issues. Our posts in Ohio, a lot of them, or not a lot of them, but ours in particular in Struthers, Ohio, we provide yoga. And when we are not in COVID situation, we also provide Tai Chi for our veterans as another way of coping with anxiety, with just everyday life. And while it's not a cure-all, it does help. It is no cost to the veteran, and it does. It's something that we can all do.
Thank you all so much. I had introduced an amendment and is introducing a bill into the popular VetTech pilot program. As you know, the funding for this program was recently increased from 15 million to 45 million a year to allow more eligible veterans to participate. This program provides veterans with the opportunity to use GI-style benefits to participate in short-term training for jobs in the IT industry. We know that 1,500 veterans have already been employed after this short-term training at an average salary of over $60,000 a year. I was just wondering if the feedback you have is similar to what I've heard within my district. What feedback have you received on the pilot program? And can you please identify any improvements that are needed to help more veterans access this program, especially when we know that work helps with mental health, with self-esteem, and also given the unemployment with our veterans, both male and female. Jen or Nancy, you can feel free to answer, or Commander or Mike.
I'm vaguely familiar with the program, and I do know that that short-term programs we here at AMVETS in partnership with Lowe's provide scholarships and entrepreneurships for veterans to be in the trades. And I look at this technical thing as along the same line as short-term training for excellent careers. And I would imagine that the response would be excellent. And we've had great response with our veterepreneurships and our scholarships here with Lowe's also for that type of training. And thank you for putting that bill through.
Thank you.
Thank you. My question is for patient portals, and this is to everyone on the committee. And again, I want to thank you all very much. In May 2018, the VA contracted with Cerner to replace My Healthy Vet, at least in the short term, as part of its EHR, or Electronic Health Records Modernization Program. The new portal, My VA Health, will replace My Healthy Net in areas that have implemented the new Electronic Health Record Program. What have you heard about the new Cerner portal, and has the VA engaged or contacted you to inform or train veterans on the new portal? Thank you.
If I may, sir, AMVETS is we have not received much information from the VA, but from Cerner itself, we have biweekly meetings with them on the progress of the implementation of their programs. And while I have not heard specifically that individuals are having problems with the program, if we do, we will certainly let your office know.
Commander Brown, can I ask maybe, and I don't want to press you, but may I ask one or two takeaways that you were able to take away from the Cerner dialogue?
Well, honestly, they meet with my executive director and my legislative person, but we can get back. I can get with them and we can get to you on what they're finding out.
I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.